Hello, I'm delighted to be joined on stage today by Peter Callan, President of Consumer Electronics at Sennheiser. Peter, thank you very much for coming along to join us here on the international news stage. Let's start by just sort of you explaining a little bit some of the key products that Sennheiser have announced here at CES. I mean, obviously we know Sennheiser are extremely well known for headphones, so maybe you just start to tell us a little bit about, what big product launches you've had at the show.
At the show this year, we've launched new products across a couple of different parts of the market, different market segments. We had launched the Momentum back in the end of 2012, and we brought a lot of Momentum on-ear variants to the market last year. This year, we bring the Momentum both on and around ear in wireless with noise cancelling and foldable. We're very excited about that because last year the Momentum really got us some traction in the more lifestyle-oriented part of the market. But we realized that in order to really address our users, we needed to make this more portable. So we've launched the Momentum Wireless. We've also launched the Urbanite Wireless. So we had launched at the IFA in September the Urbanite range of headphones. And this is really targeting the millennials, a market segment which Sennheiser would traditionally have targeted. That has been very successful. The products we launched at the IFA were wired, and here at the CES we've launched the wireless version. And that's also very popular. We've gotten a lot of positive feedback there. So from that point of view, it's been a kind of a wireless story for us. Completely different market segment. We've launched our new RS headphone range. We are, I would say, amongst the leaders in home audiophile listening with our RS headphones. This year we've brought the new range, digital, and here I'd like to show you the RS 185. We've launched a range of 4 headphones with various features, but the one I've got here, the RS 185, is really an open audiophile headphone. We really like to think that this is, and we've tested to make sure that this is really comparable with the performance of, for example, our HD 650. So we've launched the range of 4. The 185 is the audiophile variant, or the audiophile model. The model below that, the RS 175, has a surround mode built in, a virtual surround. It's got bass boost. We've also got a model above this which provides the opportunity for individualization of the sound. So we've built in some algorithms that we developed there so that you can really personalize and individualize the sound for your own hearing. We're very excited about this range because it really is setting the flagship for the next level of performance in home listening. And this is really in our audiophile segment. So at the CES, we're launching a number of products across different segments: the lifestyle with the Momentum, with the Urbanite, and the RS with the home listening.
Can you give me an idea of how much these would actually cost? Do you know
within the range of 4, the RS 165 up to 195. You're talking 349 up to 449 across the range.
Right. Okay. And what else have you got here?
Last but not least, we're launching a new sports line. As you probably know, up to now we've been in collaboration with Adidas, and we've been very successful in bringing a collaborative product to the market. For 2015, we decided to go our separate ways. We've brought a new range to the market, so have they. But we had found that after 5 years of successful collaboration, there were strategic objectives they wanted to pursue and that we wanted to pursue separately. So we've launched a small range of 4 new sports headphones, and we're excited to be back, able to make a statement about what we want to do in sport.
Because that's a very big sort of growing area.
Absolutely. There's a lot of potential.
Enormously.
There's a lot of potential there. I'd mentioned the Momentum, and really I guess the Momentum is the main story for the CES this year. And really where Momentum came from was the Sennheiser answer to this lifestyle trend. Up to 2010, 2011, 2012, Sennheiser was known as a very good headphone company, but everything was either black or silver. And a lot of people liked that. But we saw that our users really wanted more choice. They really wanted the opportunity to have a little bit more lifestyle-oriented product. That's where we launched the first family of Momentum headphones. We weren't really satisfied that we were addressing the need fully, however. And this is where we call it Momentum 2. The range we launch at the show this year, we've built in some really cool foldability. We've built in, of course, it's Bluetooth.
Yes.
Near field pairing. The noise cancelling is, I would say, industry leading. So we're really excited about the range of choice that we now offer.
Yes.
And as I said, the feedback we've had so far from people visiting the fair has been very positive.
It must be quite difficult, really, for anyone in the headphone business, I would imagine, at the moment, because in a way they have become so much a fashion item, and with brands like Beats, for example, obviously becoming very popular. Yeah. Suddenly, I've been going around the show and I've lost track of the number of new headphone products that I've seen launched, and new companies coming into the market, hi-fi companies coming into the headphone market. Yeah. I mean, how do you sort of counteract that? How do you deal with that? I mean, do you feel Sennheiser is so well established it's not a problem, or is that a big challenge for you with so many other competitors now in the market?
I don't think I'd say we're so well established we don't worry about it. It has become an extremely dynamic marketplace. It has certainly forced us to be very clear about who we are and what we do. Our roots and our heritage are in the audiophile segment. That's where we came from. Yeah. We've been making public our vision over the last couple of years that we're in the pursuit of perfect sound. That's who we are, and that's what we're about. And that becomes very helpful as a background context when you see this very dynamic environment, because it creates a very high hurdle. We're not prepared, and we don't really want to just react to hypes and fads and things that are hot this year but go away next year. As you say, we've seen lots of companies coming into the market and coming into the business who are there for 2 years and then they're gone. Or they come in with a very weakly rooted story and not really any heritage in the industry or any heritage in the business. So for us, we absolutely don't ignore and can't ignore what's going on, but we are very clear on who we are and what we do. And that doesn't mean that we're old-fashioned, but it means that we have to really take our time and figure out, with the Momentum, what should our response be to this lifestyle trend? What should we do? It doesn't really feel right to have a selection now of 20 colors doing everything in the world. It took us some time to figure out how to authentically bring the Sennheiser brand into that lifestyle segment. Yeah.
Presumably, I mean, obviously Sennheiser's got a very long-standing reputation for good sound quality where headphones are concerned. I mean, I'm assuming that's a message you want to continue to get across.
Absolutely.
I think for the consumer, the problem now is there's such a confusion of choice that it's very easy to select a pair of headphones or buy a pair of headphones based on the aesthetics or the colour, but you presumably want to get across the message that actually it's the sound quality more than anything that is the most important thing.
And this is, this CES, it's the same as we've done in the years gone by. On our booth, we have all our new products. We have our new lifestyle product. We have our new home listening audiophile product, but we also have our high-end booth where we have our audiophile products, our HD800s, our high-end amplifiers, and our Orpheus. And that is a very important part of how we present ourselves. And our booth, I'm glad to say, has been extremely busy for the last 2 days. Our high-end room has been blocked out every hour of every day. The people are queued up around the booth waiting for their chance to experience the high-end products. So that balance is always important for us because we are very proud of our heritage and our roots in audiophile. And we don't want to lose that. And we want to use that as a way to show what good sound can be and should be. Yeah.
Now, there's one of the other things we were talking about on the stage earlier this morning is there's a lot of talk, obviously, about high-resolution audio and lots of very interesting technical developments happening here at the show. In terms of the headphone market, I'm starting to see some manufacturers, they're sort of marketing high-resolution headphones and so on. Is that just marketing jargon, or do you actually, from a technical point, have to sort of engineer things differently, given that we're now going to have these sort of high-resolution streaming services and high-resolution files that people are playing on their home systems and so on?
I don't think it's just a marketing hype. I think what's happened in audio is a little bit counterintuitive. If you compare with video, where quality has gotten better, people have understood better quality products have been available. Audio has gone the other way. We went from CD to MP3, and a lot of the world got used to listening to poor quality sound. There are a lot of people in the market now, a lot of the younger people who feel or who think that what they get over their player is actually good enough. It's good quality. So from that point of view, how I would see this now is the tide is beginning to turn again. And it's difficult to generalize, but there is a maturing going on, a maturing beginning to happen. For a brand like Sennheiser, with our values and our heritage, high resolution is very important. We fully support the return to a focus on good quality sound. That's what we're all about. And we're ready. We're part of the discussions that are going on. We will bring products to the market. But it's going to be an education process, I think. I think the responsibility is on us, on us and brands like us, to educate the market and to educate the industry a little bit without sounding arrogant, what good sound really can be and what the difference really is when you unplug from your MP3 player and really listen to good quality sound, good quality audio.
Yeah. Now, there's been phenomenal growth in the headphone market in the last couple of years. I mean, you'll know the statistics better than anyone. But do you think that's sustainable? Because, as I say, going around the show this last couple of days, I mean, it's just unbelievable the number of sort of new headphones that are coming out and so on. Is that going to continue, or will the bubble burst at some point?
It hasn't been sustainable. It's already over. We, as you might expect, look very carefully at the data, the market growth data. And when we look at the GfK and the NPD data, we can see clearly the spectacular growth that we all saw from 2011, 2012, maybe starting back in 2010, where the global market grew by between 20 and 30%, has dramatically slowed down. The market growth right now is about 4% a year, and the projection is around that level.
Right.
So that particular wave has passed, I think. At the same time, a lot of brands who decided to enter the market while that wave was happening, on the assumption that that would continue, they've begun to realize that this is not as easy as they might have thought. I've certainly noticed at the CES this time, there are less of those new brands than there were before. 2 or 3 years ago, 4 years ago, CES was awash with headphone brands which had never been heard of before. And the reality is they were never heard of again either. So there is a dramatic slowdown in the global growth of the market. I think for companies are going to begin to realize that this is not as easy as they might have thought. It doesn't have the opportunity that it might have done a couple of years ago. That doesn't mean that it's not challenging, because all of the companies who are in the market want to grow. And if the overall market is not growing so fast, that means we really have to differentiate and really have to win market share. So it's going to be a much more positive environment for the users, I think, because it's going to force us, the manufacturers now, to come up with innovations, to come up with something new. Nobody will be able to just ride a wave of a growing market without anything really too different to offer. Yeah. So I think from the user's point of view, it's going to be a much more positive situation where really the core participants in the market will really now have to take steps to be innovative and to offer additional benefits.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned innovation there. I mean, if you were to do a little bit of crystal ball gazing and imagine we were sitting here at CES 2016, for example, what sort of other product areas do you think Sennheiser might develop into? I mean, obviously, we've talked about wireless noise cancelling, the sort of fashion element of the headphone market. What's next?
We're, as you might expect, always looking at where we can add value and where we can go with our business and where we can go with our user base and our brand. I don't specifically want to say what's going to be next because it's not something I want to talk about publicly yet, but it is reasonable to think that we will take the Sennheiser brand into associated areas beyond headphones and headsets. As you know, and I speak here for the consumer part of our business, the pro part of our business is equally as big and equally as active in terms of the whole microphone business and the speaker business. So we will be diversifying. We are looking at opportunities. But as I said before, with our brand heritage, we set the hurdle very high. We're not interested in riding waves and hypes. We want to diversify if it makes sense sustainably over the long term. That means that many opportunities we look at, we actually decide not to do that because it just doesn't fit what we want to do sustainably in the long term. So I don't want to say something as corny as watch this space, but there will be some new things in 2015.
Yeah. Okay, well, we look forward to that. We look forward to seeing what Sennheiser comes up with over the next year or two. Peter, thank you very much for taking the time out to come and talk to us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.